All right. Well, hopping straight into it, Tampa at the Bills. The Bills are an 8.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it's Thursday Night Football. Both these teams need a win.
I like Tampa to cover here. I don't know about win, but with the way the Bills have been playing, I like them to cover. I mean, Tampa's defense is really, really, really good.
I don't know if they're really, really, really good. They were, or they seemed like they were.
Their
Thursday,
front seven
short. I'll
is
say this: a short week to prepare for Josh Allen and what the Bills do and try to do in the passing game. The Bucks are more of like a run stop team. The Bills don't even want to run the ball anyway. I think the Bills probably cover.
okay.
I would take the under, and if I had to choose a side, I would take the Bills too. I think
To
Tampa's
cover.
getting exposed that they're bad at quarterback and can't run the ball. So
Interesting takes. Very, very different around the Tampa narrative than, let's say, week 2 or 3, which does happen very often in the NFL. But just curious, like it's interesting. Um, Eagles at Commanders. I'm honestly surprised that the Eagles are only a 6.5-point favorite for this game.
This
But
division is always fishy, man.
and the
Like these,
Commanders always play the Eagles close. So, and I think, is this the second time that the Commanders have played them already this
and
season?
they played like
yeah,
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
they went to overtime.
Yep. In
Which
Philly.
Casey's
In
playing
Philly.
Denver again, by the way.
Right. Yeah. It's
It's so
I don't
weird.
the league schedule shit really really weird. I think the Eagles cover, but it's
Yeah.
tough, man, because Washington beat. They were the team that beat them last year. They played them as close as anyone this year.
I don't think they'll get as lucky this year, or not this year, this game, as they were a couple weeks back. And the main reason why is if you guys have watched the Commanders much the past few weeks, their offensive line is in shambles. I've never seen a quarterback have to run for his life the way that Sam Howell's running for his life. And I think Howell's actually playing above expectations too, but you can't do shit if you're getting pressured every single play. So with the way the Eagles have kind of been playing defensively, obviously holding the Dolphins to 17 points, I think that they'll get it done and probably cover this game. So Pats at Dolphins. Dolphins are a 9.5-point favorite.
Patriots.
Patriots. Mark.
Um.
Patriots might win.
Whoa. That's a bold take.
Whoa.
Slow down.
Dak's back.
Mac is not back. He had one.
He's still
he had
big
one
Mac.
ugly ass gritty, and it's like he's falling right. He's gonna fall right back.
He's gonna try to touch somebody's.
I think the Dolphins probably hang 40 plus on him.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking about putting this in my best bets. I gotta keep staying aggressive on this, or else I'm just gonna die. So
It's kind of like new school, old school. Like Bill Belichick has struggled, I think.
And what have we been saying? Is that
he's struggling against like new era like offensive football. Like he is so good against like what normal standard offensive football has been for so many years. Like that's his dynasty, his reign took place during that. But with these young guys that are just doing shit that he's never seen before, he's kind of just getting outsmarted at times, and I think he's a little too stubborn to try anything new.
And the Dolphins always kind of have the Patriots number, no matter how good or bad they are.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Dolphins do it, but I'm not going to put them in my best bets.
Okay. Bengals at San Fran.
Tough track here for the 49ers, man.
Yeah, and it's,
they can't lose 3 straight, right?
At home, I don't like the fact they're favorited by 5.5 points. I'll put it that way.
Big question mark on Trent. If Trent Williams plays, I think they cover. If he doesn't, I think the Bengals cover. Like I'm like Debo out of the mix, whether he plays or not. I don't even care. If Trent Williams is playing, I think the Niners get it done because I think they'll gash Cincinnati.
I like Cincinnati to cover here, frankly.
I think I would take the Niners if I had to choose.
I can't put it in my best bets because I don't know if Trent's playing.
And he's such a huge part of that, yeah.
So I'll take the Niners, but I would normally drag that into my best bets, but I can't do it because of the unknown.
Jets are a 2.5-point favorite against the Giants. I find this interesting for 2 reasons. One, I think the Jets are objectively a better team than the Giants.
No doubt.
And 2, this is a battle for their stadium all over again.
Jet Life.
Which is Jet Life. They named it that in the preseason. So I like Jets for my best bets here. I mean, I think they can cover by a field goal. I like it.
The question always remains every time a team comes off a bye. We just had Conklin on, right? I mean, they're on a bye last week. He's doing podcasts, doing interviews and stuff. I'm sure the rest of the team's doing their thing, right? Do you come off that bye refreshed and refocused, or do you have a lull? It's always a team comes out engaged and like, holy shit, it looks like you prepared for 2 weeks. And then there's the other times where teams come off a bye and it's like you look like you haven't done shit.
I think it's the former because the Jets can't really afford to lose to losing teams the rest of the season. They just cannot.
You know what concerns me though, man, is like Zach Wilson, like we've said, has been playing better, but that's a really good defensive line.
It's a good defensive line.
The Giants have a really good defensive line.
The matchup in the trenches is not incredibly favorable, but I do think that the Jets have to win this game if they want to keep their. I mean, Mark, you said they make the postseason.
Give me the under best bet.
Yeah,
I just thought about it. Defensively, defensive line, the Jets defense is a Super Bowl defense. The Giants can't protect the quarterback. The Jets struggling to protect the quarterback. Both quarterbacks will make mistakes, right?
Can I add that to mine too? Is that allowed?
I like too for guest pick. That's my lock.
Guest pick, lock of the week. Carter Ferris, you heard it here.
I can't believe that number is that high when.
But sometimes it makes me want to like retract. Like, why is it so high? You know what I mean? It's like making me kind of be like,
well,
hey, something. They know something.
Little,
yeah, but dude, Vegas.
I think Jones is gonna play.
I hope Jones plays. Please.
I think he's gonna play.
Please play.
He almost played last week.
Hey, is he even still a starter though? I mean, do they start him if
they're paying him $40 million?
See, that's what I hate about the league.
Both of these.
I hated the politics of that, like the financial politics. You know, like I hate that.
Both of these defensive lines are going to eat for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe the defenses have like 3 pick sixes and a punt return and like all that shit, and that's how it gets done. I'm not sure, but
you might be right. I like it though. I like the under for sure. All right. Rams at Dallas. Dallas are 2.5 points favorites, and I really just despise this Dallas team and was screaming at my TV when they beat the Chargers. So,
me too.
I'm gonna leave it from there. I do like the Rams to cover. I'm not gonna do a best bets because I think that's an emotionally loaded opinion.
I like this Rams team. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority. I think they're playing way better than.
I agree with you. Mark's highly critical of a particular quarterback that played in Detroit for a long time.
I can't believe the Rams are even competing in games, to be honest with you. I did not think that they would do much this year. I mean, this is 2.5. Like it's just fishy. Like some of these lines are really making me think. I think I'm going to go the over here as a best bet.
Okay.
I think the Giants the Cowboys are going to be able to hang points and run the ball, I think. And Stafford's, I think, going to keep it close. So.
Oh, boys, I got bad news. Let's count here. 36.5
much more sense
was the line for Jets.
This all makes way more sense now.
Y'all skip.
I was like 45.
So 45 is the line for this game. 36 points. So we're gonna delete those.
Gotta scrap those unders.
Yeah.
I think I'm still gonna take the under though for the Jets.
36.5.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All
right.
Because now it's the reversal. Now I'm thinking, okay, it's super, super low. This might be a 10-7 game.
All right. For those watching at home, we do these entire boards fresh every single week. Excuse us for making a visual error there. That's our bad collectively. We don't F up a lot when we're recording these live for an hour and a half straight, so I'll give ourselves some grace there.
It's the Carter Ferris curse.
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
man. First we get Vecna, and then we get
just jacked up numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
wait. So the
45.
Shit. All right, that I will not still take the over as my best bet. So I'm gonna pick Dallas to cover, but I'm not gonna put in my best bets.
Okay.
I would take the under -45 in that one.
As a best bet or just?
No, if I think I lean Cowboys in the under.
Gotcha. Jags at Steelers. Both of these teams have been playing some pretty dang good football. I'm actually pretty excited for this matchup. Sneaky good uniform matchup too, honestly.
The Jags uniforms away though are just kind of that dull white.
Yeah,
like, they got to do something different with it.
They need to. Yeah,
so there's too much black and white in their uniform. Like they need to add some of their, their core colors.
I agree.
So I kind of like the Steelers to cover. Steelers as home dogs.
Yeah, that's
they usually do their thing.
I thought that too against the Niners this year, and then
but
they lost by 50.
Hey, the Browns. Remember the Browns were favored. They did that. Took care of business there. They beat the Ravens.
Best bet?
No.
I think I would have to take the Jaguars just because Trevor Lawrence is a lot better than Pickett. Like I think that's just such a big drop.
But what do we say about these Steelers defenses against quarterbacks? Just saying, it makes it tough. They confuse Burrow every time. They confuse Burrow. They confuse Stafford last week. They do it all the time. I think I'm not going to put my best bets.
Vikings at Green Bay. I mean, I like the Vikings to win this. I actually might take the Vikings the best bet here. I'm just not seeing Green Bay figuring it out this season, frankly. Like they're just gonna have to try to get by. The Vikings, as you guys kind of said, like they're playing pretty good football right now. Not anywhere I'd feel threatened about it, but we've seen how Green Bay's been playing the past few weeks. So
it was weird too. Obviously, Kirk playing better and everything, but the Vikings' ability to run the ball on Monday night against the 49ers surprised me. I mean, they haven't been able to run the ball at all. And that was, I think, a huge part and a huge step in why Kirk looked better is because he had something to actually help him out on the others, with the running game. So the problem is Green Bay's pretty good against the run. Like the defense really hasn't been the problem for the Packers. They're a different team at Lambeau usually.
I think I would take the Packers too. I think I would hope that they're going to get Aaron Jones more involved. Because he's been basically non-existent after the Bears game.
I've been saying that for almost 2 years now. If you guys remember last year, they did a horrible job about taking.
I'm going to take the under here, John, as a best bet.
Okay.
And I would pick the Packers to win.
I think the Packers are going to win as well.
But I'm not going to put the Packers in my best bet.
All right. Texans at Drew put 4 tank bowls potentially.
I wouldn't say the Texans is a tank bowl.
No, I don't. Drew. I don't think so either, Drew.
We need to put some respect on the Texans.
I got a bone to pick with this. I think Drew only put this one because of the fact that the Titans are not good.
Did you see the Titans trade away their best defensive player?
Yeah, Vrabel's about to have a brain aneurysm, man, and Howie Roseman is just absolutely robbing the Titans.
The Eagles are they're crushing it in the draft, crushing it in signings. Like they're
I mean he's a go-to GM for sure. I love the Texans -3 here. I'm taking best bet. I'm sorry. I get that Carolina's had 2 weeks to rest, all that fun stuff.
You know what this game is though, John?
Texans are legit. What is it, Mark?
This is the 1 versus 2 battle.
Sure is, and I think the 2 is going to win it. You telling me Carolina's getting their first win?
I think they might.
Against D'Amico Ryans?
I kind of think that too, Mark. I don't know why.
I think they might.
I don't.
If there was a game that they were going to win and a game where Bryce Young was going to shine, wouldn't it be this one?
I'm thinking the same thing.
I'm not entertaining this. I'm not going to hear it.
All right. I'm not putting my best bet.
No, honestly, you should put your money where your mouth is, Mark.
Dude, this is a best bet.
I put my money. 3. Mark, if you'd like them to win, do it.
I think the Panthers will win this game.
Okay.
I'm not putting in my best bet. I have people that look at my picks every week, John, and make money. What do they do when they look at yours? They lose money.
Them right now, actually.
Okay, I have to protect that. So
hey, I have a different YouTube channel in which I do, stock trading and stuff like that. If you want to make money, that's where it's all at.
If you want to make more money than that, you bet with this guy. Okay, listen, I'm not putting my best bets. I like it. I don't love it. I only put shit that I love in my best bets. 21-12, 21-12. You have to respect it through
I have
7
to
weeks,
respect it.
okay?
I
So I'm not going to take peer pressure. No amount of peer pressure from this alien from Zorgon is going to make me put a stupid bet in my best bets. I like it. I don't love it.
All right.
Bryce Young beats CJ Stroud.
Panthers, baby.
We got
Keep pounding.
Atlanta as a small 2.5-point favorite at Tennessee. I'm not touching this one, but I like Atlanta to cover here. But I think these are kind of similar teams playing one another, and I think it's going to be a very low. That's a under I might consider taking 36.5, but I think it's going to be a pretty brutal game if you're watching it. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of touchdowns. We'll put it that way.
Give me Titans best bet.
Did you see that both quarterbacks are going to play, Mark, for the Titans?
Yeah,
Mark. Listen,
Will Levis is playing one half, and Malik Willis is playing the other.
Is that what they said?
No, they didn't say it.
They
said both of them are going to play.
You're going to bet on an NFL team who's going to have multiple quarterbacks, like we're in 5th grade.
I am. I trust the defense. I trust the defense at home. And I trust Derrick Henry. And you know what it tells me? If those are the guys playing quarterback, they're going to try to make no mistakes, and they're going to try to take the ball out of their hands.
Just so you know, Malik Willis completed 0 passes in his start with them last year.
I understand. And they almost beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Yes. That game was crazy.
I was live betting the Chiefs for an hour straight.
Yeah.
It was the sweatiest.
All right. So we got Saints at the Colts. I don't love the Saints here based off of the way they've been playing. So I think Colts will cover.
How does it make John feel with the tank next to the Saints logo?
I mean, dude, if that means that we can go and draft a quarterback, that
you think they will?
Probably not. I don't know who the hell they're going to draft. I think we need to fire our offensive coordinator, figure that piece out, and then figure out the quarterback.
I still think that your offensive coordinator is more fireable, and it's more worthy to chant fire Carmichael than it is Canada.
Yeah, I mean, well, because at least Canada's winning games for how bad they are.
But they're saying fire Canada all over the damn place.
That's because I think the reason why is because Canada's been around for too long.
Carmichael's been. I mean, he's
been around for a long time too. Yeah,
he's got to go. He's no good. I'm gonna take the Colts to win at home, but I don't love it.
Do you even agree with the tank being on there, John? They're trying to win games.
No, I don't. But I felt like the two above that was even less deserving. I mean, Drew put all the tanks up, so I think
the Colts are.
Did you say the Colts, Mark? Is that who you picked?
I think the Colts will win. Yeah.
Derek Carr is playing so bad. In my
He's
opinion,
just at some point we just have to admit that Derek Carr is bad.
Derek Carr threw multiple passes to turf.
Yeah, he's not.
He's never. I
mean, you can make up whatever you wanted to when he was with the Raiders. I mean, he's never been that good, and you thought this was going to be his opportunity. Yeah, it's not. While we have Carter on, big Anthony Richardson fan, obviously saw a flash of what he can be. John and I both agree on this podcast that more looking like bust than superstar that people were talking about him being. Because of the consistency issue, turnovers, reading coverages, obviously he'll make plays. He's a freak. But the consistency issue and winning football games is what keeps you in this league. Look at Brock Purdy. Compare Brock Purdy to Anthony Richardson. Everything looks like...
put Anthony Richardson... I mean, I disagree.
Trey Lance was a freak, and he wasn't a good fit with the 49ers.
Hasn't shown even in a preseason game 1/10 of what... I mean... Richardson's
completion percentage was 59%.
I understand, but
and they didn't win the games that he was making these plays in. He's not.
I mean, he got him back into that Rams game when they got off to a rough start, so he did show that he could come back from behind. I know it went to overtime or whatever, and the Rams won. I think he's going to be really good if he can stay healthy.
Do you think he's closer to superstar or closer to bust?
Superstar, 100%. If he was still healthy, the conversation would be, okay, should the Panthers have picked C.J. Stroud at 1 or Anthony Richardson? It would probably be Stroud because, like you said, I mean, he wins with accuracy, anticipation, the things
Stroud looks like an NFL quarterback.
For sure, but I think Richardson was the freakiest dude on the field when he was playing, and he's playing quarterback, which is
But he didn't win any games.
Special. but nobody thought the Colts were going to be good this year. They had the 5th pick.
They've won more games with Gardner Minshew.
Get money.
Yeah,
Gardner.
but that happens a lot with young quarterbacks. I mean, that's how it looked. I know Bryce Young looks like a bust, but the best game that they've had all season was when Dalton was playing against the Vikings.
Yeah,
I mean, I think you're just going
it's
to
a fair point. It's too early to call. The problem is that Bryce Young's still going to have the rest of the season to try to develop, and Richardson's going to be, starting from scratch.
And Richardson is more risky because of the, his running the ball and already the injuries that we saw.
I'm worried about him just constantly being hurt with the way he plays. I guess that's my bigger worry than anything.
Right.
Else.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many bodies genetically built to handle Josh Allen suicide runs, and not everybody.
You have to be almost not as cut up as Anthony Richardson. You have to have a little soft to you. Josh Allen, if you look at
him, Josh Allen's a little more
he's a little doughboy looking. He's got some fat on him. He's got a little wiggle room when it comes to falling weird. He's a little more rubbery. Right, Anthony Richardson is not.
So, and Anthony Richardson's off-season program is to eat more pizzas.
I think have a couple Twinkies, maybe.
And Josh Allen, the way he plays, it's sometimes he's begging for someone to hurt.
Right, but he always falls the right way. He absorbs these hits instead of you know what I mean? He's just, I don't know. When you watch Josh Allen fall, you don't ever think he's for sure injured because he just kind of falls the right way. Anthony Richardson slamming his head around, shoulder first, just doesn't look like he's ever.
He lands on his throwing shoulder.
You could probably throw Josh Allen off a building and he'd find a way to land and be okay. Richardson dead, broken neck, no way.
Like everyone else.
Yeah, like most people. Although I don't know, Carter used to fall pretty good.
Cleveland Browns at Seahawks -3. I like the Browns getting 3 here. I think that defense is scary. Might be best bettable.
But why did they give up 38 last week to the Colts? That's my only thing.
I don't get it. I
don't get it at all.
I mean, why did the Lions only score 6 points? Sometimes you just got to ask those questions.
NFL's weird, boys, but you got to know. You got to know when the weird shit's going to happen and when it's not.
I agree, though, John. I like the Browns. I don't know who's going to block Myles Garrett for the Seahawks.
Are you putting that in your best bet, John, or no?
No, I was moving the betting odds on Casey.
Did you put it on the Broncos just to piss me off?
No, I mean, yeah, but no, I messed up. Stupid.
I like the Browns as well, but not enough to put in my best bet.
Yeah, they're I don't think I'm gonna end up doing it either because it just feels a little fishy. Feels a little weird. All right, moving on to KC at the Broncos, which I'm just making sure I have this line right now that I messed it up. Yeah, KC's -8. I mean, I feel like I gotta take KC here to win by more than a touchdown. What has Sean Payton figured out since they played each other 2 weeks ago? I don't think much. I don't know.
Their first game was weird though, man. The spread was what, 10? I think it was 10.
And KC covered just barely.
Yeah, but it was barely, and it was the whole game. Kansas City kept getting down there and not finishing drives.
The offense looks a little bit better now as of last week.
I know, yeah, that's defense.
Why I got to do this. I feel like it's the right thing to do. I don't know.
Oh God. Every time John makes a best bet, I think I would take the other side.
I know. Well, look at his record, Ferris. I mean, the hell.
I mean, that's not that bad. It's a little below.
It ain't good.
I think I would lock in the under here. Maybe that's just me. 46 seems a little high given Broncos haven't proven that they can score more than 21 points.
And the Chiefs have for some reason struggled to dominate the Broncos like they should.
Yeah, these games are always
it's weird. It's always weird, right?
Divisional matchups you just got to be kind of cognizant of, but I think with Sean Payton being a new
I would take the Chiefs. I would take the Chiefs to cover, but I'm not putting my best bets.
Ravens at Cardinals. Ravens are an 8-point favorite, which after how they played last week, that makes sense. Got another Angry Bird versus Angry Bird game, so that'll be fun. I'm not going to add them to my best bets, but I like the Ravens to cover here. I mean, I think if that offense can continue to do what they did last week, that this game should be a walk in the park for them.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
I kind of think the Cardinals cover actually somehow.
I think the
The
Cardinals.
Cardinals play tough, man. I don't know what it is. Like defensively, they've played all these teams tough. I'm not gonna put in my best bets, but I think the Cardinals cover 8.
Yeah, I'm a big believer that like, especially in the NFL, everything evens out. So like, when a team looks that good the week before, I think it's like a good spot to try and fade them the next week. Like you
Sure.
beat the Lions by 50,
Right.
you're probably due for some regression. So.
Cardinals are 3-3 against the spread, just so you guys know. Bears at Chargers. Chargers are almost 9-point favorites. I don't trust that for a second with the way the Chargers have been playing. Don't get me wrong, I think they'll beat the Bears, but like winning by 9 points, I mean, Brandon Staley makes one boneheaded move and he could blow, 7 points super quickly.
Is Fields back or is he missing more time?
He's doubtful, I think.
Yeah, I think he's doubtful right now.
But are the Bears better without Fields in a way? Like
They know their limitations at least. Like
there are times where teams that are bad play a backup quarterback, and because of not saying the backup quarterback is better than the starter, but the way you choose to approach the game
right,
gives your team a better chance of winning. Which is why I took the Titans as my best bet, by the way. It's the same philosophy. But the Chargers are just like, I feel like such a better team than they're showing. And sometimes you need a get back game. 8.5's a lot though. It's a lot of points. I would take the Chargers, but not my best bet. I can't do it.
I like the Bears to cover, frankly. All right, and then we got Raiders at the Lions -8. I'm not adding this one to my best bets, but I think the Lions are going to blow this team out.
I'm putting the Lions as my best bet. Monday Night Football primetime game in Detroit.
Lions have been great in prime.
Lions have been great at home as well. They're feeding off the energy that the city has. It's a get back game. It's a bounce back game. You just got your asses kicked the week prior. You're playing a inferior team. I hate McDaniels. For all those reasons. I will say this. I worry about Devontae Adams because he still kind of owns Detroit a little bit.
Yeah, and like literally their defensive scheme needs to be Sutton goes wherever Devontae goes.
They probably have to bracket him. They got to put 2 over him.
Yeah,
and make somebody else beat you. But this is a huge opportunity for the Lions for a get back game.
Yeah, I'm going to bet a lot of money on the Lions.